All right, guys, flatbread video. I have two different flatbreads I'm gonna do. I'm gonna show you one and then I'm gonna do a time lapse of the other one so it's not so boring. But what you need to get started is you're gonna take the flatbread dough and split it in half. So I have two pieces of flatbread dough here. I have two cookie sheets here that I've brushed with olive oil. So you're just gonna brush the surface and the sides with some olive oil. You're gonna need a rolling pin and some dusting flour. So for the dusting flour, you're gonna lightly dust it. I don't know about lightly. You're gonna dust enough on the counter to fill like what your sheet tray would be. And then I like to press it up. So press it down. And then you're gonna roll it. So remember, like we talk about all the time, kind of pick it up and roll it. This dough is super nice, super easy to work with. Kind of like the butter braid dough. It's super soft because of that butter, that extra butter in it. So you might need a little bit of flour on the surface of it so it doesn't stick, but it should roll out fairly easily and flat. Sorry you can't see my face the whole time. I don't have anybody to take video of me today, but I'll try to peek down in here every now and again. So I'm gonna roll it to try to fit the surface. I'm gonna kind of pick it up and move it every now and again, just so I know it's not stuck. It's okay if it gets a little bit wider. I also have my oven set to 425, and I have a pizza stone down in my oven. The pizza stone will get hotter on the surface so that you know that the bottom, this part of your dough, is gonna get cooked. It's not necessary, but it's kind of nice. Also, another thing to think about, you don't want to overload your flatbread with stuff, especially in the center, because it's going to be harder for it to get done in the center, right? Okay, so I've rolled this out pretty far. Hopefully you can see that. So it's a pretty big piece of dough. So now I'm going to take my cookie sheet and I'm going to slide it under it. And I'm going to fit this to the size of my cookie sheet. So like I said, it's okay if it kind of overlaps just a little bit, goes over the sides just a little bit, totally fine. Especially if you are the type of person that likes those crispy, crusty ends to pizza. And it's okay if it rips a little bit. Don't ball it all back up if it rips and start over again. Just kind of press it back together. So you can see that's what it looks like. So now I'm going to take a little bit more olive oil. And I'm just enough to coat. So I'm even going to go up on the sides like this, so all of it is coated. So that the recipe for this is on the Instagram page on my post from today. The dough takes about 45 minutes to an hour to do that first proof, and then we're at the point we are now where you split it in half. So if you're just catching up. So now I'm gonna take a little bit of sea salt. I'm using Jacobsen sea salt and sprinkle it on the top. Just a nice sprinkle. The first one I'm going to do some white cheddar. So, I mean, I love cheese, but I don't want to make it too heavy because it's just a flatbread. So you can do whatever you want on these, even if you don't want cheese or don't like cheese. Ooh, there's my oven preheated. If you don't like cheese, you don't have to put cheese on here. If you want a little bit of cheese, you can do whatever cheese you want. One of these I'm doing white cheddar, one I'm doing sharp cheddar. You could do mozzarella, you could do provolone, you could do Parmesan, whatever you want. But remember, don't overload it, just a thin layer of cheese. And then I got some dry salami that I'm gonna put on here. So, gonna pick them all just like a normal pizza, and then it's gonna go into the oven. So into the oven, 425 to 450. If your oven runs really hot, stick at 425. If your oven runs a little lower, maybe 450 would be better. So I'm just gonna a nice even coating of these. And this dough is super easy again to make. Takes about 6 minutes in the mixer till a smooth dough forms, and then 45 minutes to an hour for that bulk fermentation. So here we go. So I'm gonna go into the oven with this just until I can see the sides getting nice golden brown and the top is golden brown, and then pull it out, let it cool, eat it up. Thanks, bye.